tried again. To life, my mother told. Happened. Take control. Safe. Own. No, and nothing. Connections to the past. Hard as I try, my nightmares. I feel the weight of a future I don't anywhere.
Are you okay?
Car.
Lady, have you any registration?
Stupid.
What's wrong with this thing?
It's your father. I'm sorry, hon. You know how much I want.
I know, you... Scott was really looking...
I had more time to get to know him. I'm
bound to run into him at the wedding.
about that. You don't need me to pass judgment on a mistake. You never do. I've never had to be run. Come see me.
Love you.
Love you too. Okay, what do we got?
Civilian internet as well as second.
Still clean?
So far, AI to scan the entire.
No, Tony, but that's like going after
It'll be a matter of minutes.
a computer system.
The most intelligent.
Humans in the loop. Hey, sit your... Close.
Wait your turn! Jose.
In the global digital Wall Street analyst.
Here. Elizabeth and William. Oh, my sister's upstairs. Oh! It's an emergency.
I'll be back before you get up.
Cat coming in. Right.
Suppose you're the one who ripped us off last...
I needed some medicine.
half a mile away.
Can't do enough.
Dogs.
You didn't have to do that! This isn't what you think.
and wouldn't stop. Steve, where's Dr. Monroe?
He'll come in if he has to. And Kate Brewster. We went to West Hills Junior. Middle of, and there was that thing with you. Brewster?
Where did he go?
Catherine Brewster? Yes, John Connor. Yes.
In a
Died. Connor.
Why are you here?
Now!
No pulse. Can't.
Yes, I'm being kidnapped in my truck. It's a hospital on the side. I'm locked inside. Hello? Let me out into this. Stop the car!
Look what you did to my car. Sit your ass out. What are you doing?
I don't want any problems, okay?
What's going on in there? Who's back? I'll be goddamn.
brain trauma.
Do you even remember me? Blowing up spells?
That was
Assembly line or something? Everything all over again.
heavy sustained injury. Safe location.
They're out. I thought I was the one they were after.
To eliminate your lieutenant.
She's gonna be in the if. Oh, out Cyberdyne over 10 years.
They postponed it. I require. Take the wheel.
What are you doing?
It's damaged by plasma attack. Driven by plasma reactors, nanotechnology, or other machines. This is heavily armored. Design. It's a far more.
That's great.
Has been anticipated. Organisms.
So, Terminator?
I am not shitting. Cells become unstable. Relax.
It's been like this for hours.
And
Jerky?
Bad boy things still. How do you live with what?
resistance at last.
Right.
In the future.
Go to hell. For me. What is...
Just... If you knew life, something amazing anyone has ever done, something terrible has to happen. With yourself, if you didn't... No. It's not gonna last. Back there, Mike Kripke's house, that's where the kid... Wait, did we... We made out...
Give me news.
No, I first met him.
Ooh. Coincidence.
Bell, a few hours ago, there was something may have happened to her. Attendant out toward Victorville.
Come with me.
I never even knew her. Okay.
Added her ashes in the sea.
Leukemia.
Sorry.
Diagnosed. Every day after this one is ever had.
My mission is
Go ahead.
Commando leads the resistance to victory.
That bullshit since the crater. I never was.
You're not the one I want.
Oh, you were just digging. What?
Perp still hold up? Your fiance's okay. Freeway. It's right.
They can't hurt you. Silberman. I'm a feeling.
Really?
I've been there myself. You find yourself impossible things. Take...
Go! Move it!
You must reacquire
Goddamn report!
Skynet. More important.
You want to live?
God, how could it be?
Able to take the form of anything.
Keep moving.
Because of me.
Wait. This.
Rational. She's a help. My database.
Terminatrix, how many others?
And Elizabeth. Mr. Robert.
My father?
X will resume its default pro. There's a high probability.
He's in the Air Force.
Robert Brewster is programmed to Autonomous Weapons Division.
Skynet, aren't you?
Skynet is one.
Oh, God. It all makes sense. Everything hadn't changed. Don't you see? This is all about your father. Father is the one who can shut Skynet.
Negative. My mission is to ensure
I'm giving you an...
after the nuclear war, you
We can stop it!
be initiated at 6:18.
John, what does he say?
It's today.
You must continue south. The Mojave, you will not survive.
Oh, while the bombs fall?
Self-terminate.
I'm not some goddamn robot. Oh, to her father, we get him to shut... For the great John, want any part of it. I never did.
Skin temperature, probability.
Do it. He says you have to save...
Depending on traffic. It's assuming control over global.
So if this war is between you and our side...
You. I was
If this mission succeeds, does that mean anything to you?
useless.
Thank you for doing this.
I'm programmed to follow you. It was Catherine Brewster who
What exactly?
was spouse.
No,
You're not exactly my type, either. Back.
I'm not
why didn't he send you?
human.
So how does he...
John Connor was terminated. The emotional attachment he felt disaided in my infant.
The systems were secure. But then a few minutes ago,
But now it looks like the virus on recognition.
What about the lost contact? To attack.
Theoretically,
Foreign power.
can't trace the virus. We can't pick
It has a mind of its own.
line. It's the chairman.
This is gonna happen. Plug on Skynet, the bombs won't. You won't have to kill me someday. Just go our separate ways.
Your levity is and the fear of death.
You got some kind of solution.
System-wide connection.
That's not stop this damn virus. But your boys are saying that a bug and give me back
If we uplink
in control of Skynet. Then do it. You get all the funding.
Sir?
Skynet.
Local defense nets, Minutemen, and teraflops a second.
System inquiries to your supervisor activated.
Power failure?
Tony,
What are you doing here?
Somewhere in this building? Skynet is
Self-aware. In what
enemy?
machines are starting to take over.
destroy any possible threat to Sky. Peak. It is a hardness bearing 0.5.
Strong chance. Accelerator leads to the radar. I'm sorry.
Daddy.
Run!
We can follow it out to the runway.
Oh, God.
Bring up. Come on. Come on.
Get away, please.
Let's go, John! The master!
Please.
The system.
Kill a human being.
Not controlled by
You don't want to do this. What is it?
survival of John.
You are about to...
I can.
What you have to do. I have... Couldn't do it.
Our max airspeed's about 1.
Listen, we're gonna make it, Kate. I think this is some kind of blast.
John, look.
5. What is this place? There's nothing here. Why didn't he tell us? Why did he lead us down here? That was...
We could just...
Can somebody hear me? Somebody? Anyone reading about a launch sequence? Is anyone receiving me? Hello? Somebody please come in. Under CQ. Connor? Connor?
Bred into millions of computers and office buildings. They're what up down. Just as he said, the day themselves. Our destiny was merely to survive it. He tried to turn it. Has been written.
The world was not the same as it had been when John Connor was a child. Once his name had been carved to the future as the leader of the resistance, the man who would rise against the machines after Judgment Day. But the future had changed, or so he thought. The events with the first Terminator in 1984, and again in 1995, when his mother, Sarah Connor, and the reprogrammed T-800 fought to stop Skynet, had altered the course of history. Judgment Day had been postponed. John was alive, but he was no longer the certain leader of a rebellion. Now he was a shadow wandering through life, unsure of what tomorrow might bring. The movie opens with John Connor himself, older now, his voice carrying the weight of years and fear. The future is not set, he reflects in narration. There is no fate but what we make for ourselves. The mantra his mother drilled into him, the hope that the cycle could be broken. Yet, deep down, he knows something isn't right. John has spent years off the grid, ghosting through towns, avoiding jobs with paper trails, never using credit cards. He has no phone, no fixed address. If machines ever come again, he doesn't want to be found. Society has moved on. People no longer believe in the looming apocalypse his mother fought so hard to prevent. Sarah is gone, passed away from leukemia years earlier, leaving John alone. But the nightmares never leave him. In his dreams, fire consumes cities, playgrounds turn to ashes, and the machines rise. Judgment Day still haunts him, as if the future is only delayed, not erased. The arrival of the machines. Far away in the night sky over Los Angeles, time itself bends once more. A brilliant sphere of energy rips reality apart, electricity scorching the asphalt. The time displacement field dissipates, leaving behind not the hulking, familiar form of a male Terminator, but something else. A woman stands in the crater, tall, poised, beautiful, but her eyes are cold, calculating, inhuman. She is the TX, Skynet's most advanced creation yet. Unlike her predecessors, she is designed to hunt and terminate other machines as well as humans. The liquid metal mimetic polyalloy exterior hides a hyperalloy combat chassis beneath, giving her the adaptability of the T-1000 with the raw strength of the T-800. Perfect infiltrator. Completely nude, she steps out of the glowing circle, looking around with detached interest. She walks calmly toward a boutique clothing store. Approaching a window display, she studies a mannequin dressed in a sleek leather outfit. Her hand presses against the glass. With casual force, she punches through, alarms wailing, and strips the mannequin of its clothes. Now dressed, she blends almost perfectly into human society. But she isn't done. On the street, she spots a nearby woman stepping out of her car and speaking on her cell phone. The TX approaches, studying her voice, her appearance, and her mannerisms. A quick assessment is made. Seconds, her hand morphs into a weapon, a needle-like spike, and she kills the woman with a swift strike. The body shudders as the TX leads in. Samples of blood. Data bloodthirst. Identity confirmed. She morphs her face and hair. Like this next people. Riding behind the wheel of the car, the TX drives off into the night. Predator has entered the city and her mission has begun. Eliminate key resistance leaders including John Connor. The Protector returns. Elsewhere, another burst of lightning erupts in a desert roadside bar. The familiar sound of crackling energy fills the air as the time displacement field collapses. Within the smoky crater stands a massive figure, muscular, towering, expressionless. The T-800, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, has returned. Naked, scarred, and relentless, he scans his surroundings with glowing red eyes. His mission: protect John Connor. The machine steps out of the crater and makes his way to a neon-lit bar, a strip club, in fact. Inside, dancers entertain the crowd, the atmosphere filled with smoke and laughter. The T-800 enters calmly, drawing stares as his imposing figure crosses the floor. His eyes settle on a man dressed in a leather black jacket, sunglasses, boots. Perfect. He approaches the man towering over him. "I need your clothes," he says in his deep monotone. The man laughs, assuming it's part of the act. "Fuck to the half," he jokes, raising his paw. Expressionless, the T-800 takes the man's hand and repeats, "Now." Moments later, he emerges from the club, fully dressed in black leather, complete with boots, jacket, and chains. He takes a pair of star-shaped glasses, all retrieved by a dancer. Puts them on, then immediately discards them with mild disdain. Fully geared, he mounts a motorcycle parked outside and roars off into the night. His mission has begun, and time is already running out. John Connor's descent. Meanwhile, John Connor drifts through life like a man without a home. He rides his dirt bike through the streets of Los Angeles at night, avoiding people, avoiding attachments. He stops at an abandoned veterinary clinic, bringing inside to scavenge painkillers and medical supplies. It's clear he lives rough, barely surviving, haunted by the past. John treats a wound on his leg, a deep gash from a recent accident with his bike. He stitches it on himself, wincing in pain, his face lit only by dim fluorescent light. He has no friends, no family. He speaks of Sarah in the past tense, acknowledging she fought and sacrificed everything to stop Judgment Day. But still, he cannot shake the dread that it's not over. As he swallows painkillers, exhaustion takes him. He curls up in the clinic, drifting into uneasy sleep, dreaming of fire and machine. The TX hunts. The TX's mission is precise. She is programmed to track down not just John Connor, but his future lieutenants, those who will rally humanity when the war begins. She infiltrates police databases, scanning for their names, addresses, and profiles. The HUD lists targets one by one, marking them for termination. Driving calmly through the suburbs, she stops outside a house. Walking to the door, she smiles warmly, the perfect mask of humanity. A woman answers, but before a word can be spoken, the TX's arm morphs into a gleaming plastic cannon. A flash of light, a concussive blast, and the house is engulfed in flame. She turns, unbothered, and walks away as the building burns behind her. Later, she stops at another location, a donut shop where a young woman works behind the counter. The TX enters, her steps measured, her eyes scanning. She approaches with a pleasant smile. "Are you Catherine Brewster?" she asks. The young woman behind the counter. Kate Brewster looks up, startled. Before she can answer, the shop phone rings. Kate excuses herself, stepping aside to answer it. The TX's eyes flicker with calculations. Wrong place, wrong time. She leaves, but the name Kate Brewster is now logged in her system. A future lieutenant, a threat to Skynet. She will not escape for long. Kate Brewster and the encounter. Kate Brewster, Claire Danes, as fate would have it, is not just any woman. She is a veterinary assistant, and by coincidence, the clinic John has broken into is her workplace. That night she arrives unexpectedly, unlocking the door, carrying her bags, and walking into the dimly lit building. She senses something is wrong. The lights flicker, supplies are scattered. Her brow furrows as she explores deeper inside. Then she sees movement. John Connor freezes, caught in the act of raiding the clinic's medicine cabinet. He looks ragged, his clothes dirty, his face gaunt. Kate gasps, instantly recognizing him. "John Connor," she says in disbelief. John panics, fumbling, trying to explain. "I'm not here to hurt anyone," he mutters, backing away. But Kate is furious. She remembers him from school years ago. "What the hell are you doing here?" she demands. Before John can answer, she pulls out a gun from a nearby drawer, a tranquilizer gun meant for animals. John tries to reason with her, but Kate fires, and the dart pierces his skin. His body slumps to the floor, drugged and fading into unconsciousness. His last sight before blacking out is Kate standing over him, angry and confused. Collision course, but neither John nor Kate realize that forces far greater than themselves are converging on this small clinic. Outside, engines roar. A police car pulls up, commandeered not by cops but by the TX, still in disguise. The scanners have traced John Connor here. At the same moment, the deep growl of a motorcycle approaches. The T-800 pulls up outside the clinic, dismounting, scanning the building. His red HUD confirms his target. John Connor is inside. The pieces are moving into place. Part 2. The clinic battle at first ensues. The air in the veterinary clinic is thick with tension. John Connor lies unconscious on the tiled floor, a dart embedded in his arm. Kate Brewster stands over him, eyes wide with confusion, her fingers trembling around the tranquilizer gun. She feels her heart racing, but before she can fully comprehend the situation, the lights flicker. Shadows stretch across the room. Outside, the growl of engines and the screech of tires announce the arrival of a figure John knows all too well, the T-800. Clad in black leather, muscular, expressionless, the machine bursts through the double doors, leaving a trail of sparks and dust. The clinic is quiet now, but the calm is deceptive. The T-800's red eyes scan, calculating the fastest approach to neutralize threats. "John Connor," the Terminator says in its flat monotone. "Target confirmed. Protection initiated." Kate freezes. She doesn't understand the machine, its purpose, or why it has come to this ragged man on the floor. "Wait, what are you? Who?" she starts. The T-800 ignores her. Suddenly, the glass windows shatter. The TX, now fully in her female form, storms in, her movements fluid and lethal. Her metallic arms twist into weaponized shapes, blades, cannons, spikes shifting with preternatural speed. She grins coldly at the T-800, recognizing a worthy adversary. The battle erupts. Chaos in the clinic. The TX charges first, swinging a massive metal object, a veterinary sterilizer unit, toward the T-800. Sparks fly as the metal clanks against his reinforced arm. John struggles to get up, his consciousness returning just enough to register the danger. Kate screams, backing toward the corner of the clinic, tripping over scattered supplies. The machines clash with a fury unmatched. The T-800 grabs a steel chair, twisting it and hurling it toward the TX, who deftly morphs her hand into a blade, slicing the chair in half mid-air. The sound of bending metal, crashing glass and machinery echo throughout the clinic, amplified by the narrow corridors. John crawls toward Kate, shielding her as debris flies. He looks into her terrified eyes and whispers, "We're going to get out. Just trust me." But trust alone will not save them. First blood. The TX strikes next, her arm morphing into a spinning plasma cannon. A blinding beam shoots across the room, tearing through walls and shattering medical equipment. Sparks cascade, igniting small fires across the clinic. The T-800 absorbs the brunt of the attack, steel plates scorching, but his movements remain precise, calculated. John grabs a first aid kit, tossing bandages at fires as if they could slow the chaos. He barely has time to grab Kate's hand before the TX's arm reaches for them. She twists the doorway into a spinning blade, slicing the frame, sending shards of glass raining down. Kate yelps and John throws himself in front of her. The T-800 interjects, throwing the TX backward with a massive overhead swing of a metal trolley. She crashes into the wall, but as always, she is not defeated. Her liquid metal repairs quickly, and she rises, eyes glitting with malice. "Impressive," she hisses inhumanly calm. "But I will complete my mission." The T-800 doesn't respond. He simply raises his arm and morphs a gun from his forearm, firing a burst at the TX. Bullets pierce her chest, but the TX morphs her outer shell, absorbing the damage. Each strike seems to energize her, each collision showcasing her advanced evolution beyond previous Terminators. With escape into the streets, the clinic can no longer withstand the destructive battle. Walls collapse, ceilings buckle, and the smell of burnt wiring fills the air. John knows there is no time to fight. Survival is the only option. "Follow me," he shouts to Kate. They sprint through a side exit into the alleyway. Outside, the neon city lights of Los Angeles flash across puddles on the asphalt. The roar of engines grows louder. The TX is in pursuit, relentless. The T-800 strides behind them, his eyes scanning for optimal paths and tactical advantages. Every step he takes causes the asphalt to tremble under the weight of a machine built for war. John shoves Kate into an old delivery van parked nearby. "Drive!" he yells. Kate, hands shaking, starts the engine. Tires screech as she accelerates, barely avoiding dumpsters and parked cars. The T-800 leaps onto the back of a nearby truck, using its flatbed as a springboard, landing on the van with a crunching thud. He scans the interior, ensuring John and Kate are secure. Then he jumps back just as the TX arrives, firing weapons that transform mid-air, morphing into whips and spikes that tear at vehicles. The streets of Los Angeles become a war zone in miniature. The TX commandeers cars, helicopters, even a construction crane, wielding them as weapons in her pursuit. The chase is relentless, with narrow escapes, near collisions, and death-defying maneuvers around traffic and civilians. Kate's awakening. Amid the chaos, Kate is beginning to understand the truth. "John, what is going on?" She screams over the roar of engines and explosions. "What are they? Why are they after us?" John glances at her, his face grim. "They're Terminators, machines from the future. One of them, the TX, is hunting us. The other, the T-800. He's here to protect me. Protect us." Kate's mind reels. She doesn't know what to believe, but the burning wreckage behind them, the sparks flying from streetlights ripped from the ground, and the TX's relentless attacks leave little room for denial. For at one point, the TX morphs her legs into rocket boosters, launching herself onto the van's roof. Sparks fly as she rips at the metal. John and Kate dive forward to avoid the claws, the vehicle swerving violently. The T-800 intervenes, leaping onto the TX, grappling her with superhuman strength, holding her just long enough for the van to escape the alley. A glimpse of destiny. The van barrels down the freeway. Kate clutches the wheel, tears streaming down her face. John leans against the door, scanning rearview mirrors, adrenaline pumping. "We can't keep running forever," he mutters. "She's too fast. She adapts too quickly." The T-800 rides behind them on a commandeered motorcycle, engines roaring, a silent guardian. In his mind, calculations race, probability of survival, threat assessment, optimal route to secure location. Kate looks at John, fear and determination in her eyes. What is happening to us? Why me?" she whispers. John's jaw tightens. "You're connected to me. It's fate, or whatever's left of it. You can help stop this." The bat turns sharply off the freeway, narrowly avoiding a collision with a semi-truck. The TX, now commanding drones from the sky, unleashes a barrage. Explosions illuminate the night like fireworks gone horribly wrong. John rips Kate's arm. "Listen, you have to drive fast. Don't look back. Trust the T-800. He'll protect us as long as he can." For a moment, Kate feels a flicker of hope. The machine is on their side, a metal guardian in a world gone mad. But even as they race through the streets, sirens blaring and explosions behind them, she knows that the fight is only beginning. Arrival at temporary refuge. Finally, they reach a deserted gas station on the outskirts of the city. The neon sign flickers above, casting an eerie glow. Tires skid, metal groans, and the smell of smoke fills the air. The T-800 steps off the motorcycle, scanning the area for threats. Kate leans against the van, exhausted, shaking. John crouches beside her. "We're not safe here," he says, eyes darting toward the horizon. "But we can regroup, figure out the next move. We have to keep moving or she'll catch us." The T-800 walks inside the station, checking for escape routes, exits, and supplies. He finds canned food, a first aid kit, and a map. With mechanical efficiency, he lays out a temporary plan. Stay hidden, rest briefly, and then continue toward a more secure location, somewhere the machines cannot easily track them. Outside, distant engines roar. The TX is relentless. The war is far from over. And as John and Kate prepare for the next stage of their journey, the city behind them lies in ruin, a silent reminder that the rise of the machines has only just begun. Part 3. City Chase Revelations at the Path to Crystal Peak. The first rays of dawn streak across Los Angeles, painting the city in shades of orange and gold, but there is no calm. Smoke rises in the distance from the chaos left behind during the previous night's battles. Abandoned cars, shattered glass, and twisted metal litter the streets like the remnants of a battlefield. For John Connor and Kate Brewster, the city is no longer a home but a maze of danger, a trap laid by the machines hunting them relentlessly. Inside the battered van, John sits tense, his eyes scanning every rearview mirror and side street. Kate grips the steering wheel as if her life depends on it, because it does. The T-800 rides behind them, silently assessing the probability of survival, recalculating every few seconds. Its sensors detect a new threat pattern. Multiple rogue police drones and automated vehicles converging from several directions. "They're closing in faster than we can outrun," John mutters, voice tight. "She's not just a hunter, she's predicting our moves." Kate swallows, gripping the wheel tighter. "What is she? What's coming after us?" John hesitates, the memories of his mother and the previous Terminator wars pressing on him. She is Skynet's ultimate weapon. Think of her like a perfect hunter. Faster than the T-800, smarter than any machine we've seen. She adapts. If we make one mistake, she'll exploit it instantly. The TX strikes again. The TX, sleek and lethal, emerges from a distant overpass, morphing her legs into high-speed boosters that launch her across city streets. She lands with mechanical precision, on a nearby police car, immediately overriding its controls. Red lights flash, sirens blare, and the vehicle lunges toward the van, trying to ram it off the road. The van swerves violently, tires screeching, narrowly avoiding a collision with a fire hydrant that explodes in a geyser of water. Kate screams as John yanks the wheel, forcing the van onto a side street, while the T-800 leaps from its motorcycle to the hood of a semi-truck and fires at the pursuing drones. Sparks erupt as metal strikes metal, the air thick with ozone and smoke. The TX, unharmed, morphs her arm into a rotating blade, cutting through the hood of a police cruiser like paper. She then launches herself onto the van's roof. John grabs her arm, trying to wrestle her off. Sparks fly as metal clashes against metal. The van swerves, smashing into a row of abandoned storefronts. Glass shatters, bricks tumble, and fires ignite in several locations. Kate's hands shake as she drives through the chaos, weaving between flames and overturned cars. "We can't keep doing this," she yells, panic rising. John leans forward, urgency in his eyes. "We have to reach a safe location, somewhere she can't follow us as easily, and I know where that is. Crystal Peak. It's a military bunker in the mountains, highly secure. The TX can't infiltrate it quickly." Civilian casualties and realization. As the chase continues through the city, the destruction left in the wake of the TX becomes horrifyingly clear. Civilians run screaming. Traffic jams erupt as automated police vehicles attack bystanders, and fires consume buildings. John and Kate realize the stakes are not only their survival, but the potential end of countless innocent lives. John shouts, "We can't just outrun her." "She'll adapt." His voice carries desperation, a rare crack in his normally controlled demeanor. The T-800, silent and calculating, scans the streets for alternate escape routes. Its internal programming registers probability, calculating the fewest points of vulnerability. Its red eyes flicker as it locks onto an upcoming overpass that can lead to a deserted industrial area. "Take the overpass," the machine commands in monotone, its voice devoid of emotion but imbued with authority. Kate hesitates, fearing the height and exposed position. "Are you insane? That's suicide." John grips her shoulder. "Trust him. We have no choice." Ambush in the industrial district. The van jumps the overpass, tires squealing as they navigate sharp turns. But the TX anticipates this. She launches herself onto the bridge, her metallic legs morphing into jet-like boosters that propel her alongside the vehicle. Her arm transforms into a multi-barreled cannon, firing rounds that strike the van. Sparks ignite, windows shatter, and a tire explodes. The van skids uncontrollably, slamming into a stack of steel beams. Kate screams as John dives toward the passenger side, trying to brace for impact. The T-800 intercepts the TX, grappling her with immense strength. They crash through the side of a warehouse, plummeting into darkness. Inside the warehouse is a labyrinth of steel and shadow. The TX slashes at the T-800, slicing through beams and machinery, sparks flying like fireworks. John and Kate duck behind crates as the machines fight above, each movement sending tremors through the floor. "I can't believe this is happening," Kate whispers, shaking. "It's like something out of a nightmare." John nods, adrenaline pumping. "It's real. And if we don't stop her, it's going to get worse, not just for us, but for everyone." A moment of calm before the storm. After a brutal confrontation, the T-800 finally forces the TX to disengage temporarily. She morphs her arm into a blade and retreats, vanishing into a cloud of dust and shadows. The T-800 turns to John and Kate. "You are not safe here. We must move immediately," it states. John helps Kate to her feet, guiding her out of the warehouse. Outside, the early morning light contrasts sharply with the destruction around them, burning vehicles, shattered glass, and twisted metal. The city is slowly waking up to chaos, yet few comprehend the scale of the threat. John turns to Kate, eyes grave. I need to tell you the truth. You're connected to me, and to the future. Skynet will rise, and you're part of what could stop it. My mother, she tried. We failed once, but we can try again. Kate blinks, overwhelmed. I don't understand. How am I connected? You'll see, John replies, though he himself struggles to grasp the full truth. He knows that revelation will make her a target, yet she must understand if they are to survive. Arrival at the military base. The trio races toward the outskirts of the city, leaving smoke and fire behind. They approach a heavily guarded military facility, Lieutenant General Robert Brewster's command center. The location is critical. It contains information about Skynet's future activation, and John and Kate hope to find guidance here. As they arrive, alarms blare. Automated defense systems under Skynet's influence activate unexpectedly. Security doors lock and turrets rotate to face the intruders. The TX is already inside, having infiltrated the perimeter. The T-800 analyzes the scenario. She has bypassed external security. She is inside the facility. We must move quickly. John and Kate duck behind vehicles as automated turrets open fire, the air filled with sparks, bullets, and the deafening roar of machinery. The T-800 covers them, firing its arm-mounted weapon at incoming threats, dismantling drones with precise efficiency. Kate's father, General Brewster, appears, but it is too late. The TX has already engaged him. Automated systems have been overridden, and the General is trapped. He shouts orders, trying to regain control, but Skynet's influence is spreading faster than anticipated. John and Kate reach him, but he is badly injured from the TX's assault. With his dying breath, he tells them about Crystal Peak, a secure underground bunker in the mountains, built to survive nuclear attack and serve as a command center, safe from Skynet infiltration. It's your only chance. Get there. Now, he gasps. John nods, determination hardening in his features. We'll finish this. The T-800 leads them away from the base, scanning for optimal escape routes. The city is in flames behind them, the distant wail of sirens drowned by the roar of engines and the chaos of destruction. The road to Crystal Peak. The van weaves through highways and back roads, Kate at the wheel, John beside her, T-800 following on the motorcycle. They know the TX is relentless and can adapt to nearly any tactic. Every turn is calculated, every movement critical. The landscape changes from urban chaos to desolate outskirts, industrial zones, abandoned warehouses, and finally, the rising hills leading to mountains. The sense of pursuing follows them like a shadow. Kate looks at John. Do you really think this Crystal Peak place will save us? John sighs, exhaustion in his voice. It has to. Otherwise, it's over for everyone. The T-800's engine howls nearby, the machine scanning the route, calculating risk. It is their only hope, the only shield against the ultimate predator, the TX. The future is closing in. Judgment Day may no longer be a distant threat, it is imminent. And for John Connor, Kate Brewster, and the T-800, survival is the only goal, and victory seems almost impossible. Part 4. Crystal Peak and the final confrontation. The road to Crystal Peak winds through jagged mountain passes, the early morning light cutting through low-hanging clouds like shards of silver. The van barrels forward, tires skidding over gravel and dirt as Kate keeps her foot pressed to the accelerator. John sits beside her, tense, scanning the rocky terrain, while the T-800 follows on its motorcycle, riding with mechanical precision. Every twist, every turn is calculated. The TX is pursuing them, relentless, adaptive, and faster than any machine they have encountered before. The mountains are desolate, abandoned, and cold. The silence of the natural world is broken only by the roar of engines and the occasional gunfire as the T-800 disables a few Skynet drones attempting to intercept them. They see smoke in the distance, evidence of the TX's destructive path, but they cannot afford to stop. Arrival at Crystal. After hours of tense driving, weaving through dangerous terrain and evading Skynet's traps, they finally reach the entrance of Crystal Peak. The facility is carved into the mountainside, a massive steel and concrete structure, reinforced to withstand nuclear strike, and designed to be a command center for the United States military in the event of global catastrophe. The T-800 quickly scans the access points. Security protocols are operational. It states, "We can enter, but expect automated defense systems to be fully functional. Hostiles may attempt infiltration." Kate hesitates at the sight of the massive doors. Are we really going inside? This place looks like a fortress. John takes a deep breath. It's our only chance. If we survive here, we might have a shot at stopping Skynet before it activates. They move forward cautiously, weapons ready. The van pulls up to the massive entrance, its tires crunching against the gravel. The T-800 walks ahead, scanning for sensors, disabling a few that it detects, allowing them access. As they enter, the interior of the Crystal Peak is cold and sterile. Fluorescent lights reflecting on polished metal walls. Surveillance cameras pivot automatically, and automated defense turrets line the corridors, scanning for intruders. John and Kate duck behind crates as the T-800 proceeds to disable some of the key security systems to prevent immediate detection by the TX. The TX strikes inside. No sooner have they entered than the TX appears inside the facility. She has adapted, infiltrating the entrance in record time. Her red eyes gleam as she scans the hallway, detecting the presence of John, Kate, and the T-800. Without hesitation, she morphs her arm into a high-powered cannon, firing a pulse that cuts through the reinforced doors with ease. Sparks fly and the facility trembles as metal groans. John and Kate duck behind cover as debris rains down. The T-800 steps forward, intercepting the TX mid-fire. Sparks cascade from her blade as she clashes with the T-800, each strike shaking the floor beneath them. The TX's combat abilities are far superior to the previous encounters, and she uses every advantage the facility provides. Walls, staircases, and catwalks become weapons in her hands. Kate fires a weapon at her, but the TX moves too fast. Bullets bounce harmlessly off her liquid metal surface. John dives forward to drag Kate to safety as the machines continue their deadly battle. The human element. Despite the chaos, John realizes that they must act strategically. The TX is not invincible, but she is highly adaptable. John and Kate must use their intelligence, knowledge of the facility, and human unpredictability to survive. "Follow me," John whispers, leading Kate through a maintenance corridor. "We can use the ventilation shafts to bypass the main halls. She's strong, but she's predictable in some ways. We have to stay one step ahead." The T-800 follows silently, its sensors scanning the shafts, calculating the optimal routes for both protection and escape. They crawl through the narrow passage, the metallic hull of the facility echoing around them. They pass rooms filled with dormant computers, schematics of Skynet, and military equipment designed for nuclear contingencies. This step brings them closer to a potential plan to hold the Skynet's activation. Confrontation at the core. Finally, they reach the core control room, the heart of Crystal Peak. Massive servers hum with energy, monitors flickering with data about Skynet systems, countdowns, and security protocols. John scans the room, realizing the gravity of what must be done. "This is it," he says. "We have to destroy the system before Skynet becomes self-aware again." Kate nods, steeling herself. "Then let's do it." But the TX appears, sliding in through a reinforced hatch. Her presence is chilling. She is no longer just a machine. She is an unstoppable force of nature. She morphs her arm into a plasma whip, slashing across the room, destroying consoles and setting sparks flying. The T-800 engages her, each strike a blur of strength and precision. Sparks explode with every collision. The battle is relentless, a mechanical dance of death within the confined space of Crystal Peak. John and Kate scramble to the main console, attempting to override security systems and initiate the self-destruct sequence. Wires and panels are pulled, keys pressed frantically. Sweat drips down their faces as alarms blare. Sacrifice and strategy. The T-800 realizes that the TX will not leave them alone. It makes a calculated decision. "I must engage her fully. Your survival is paramount," it states, moving to confront the TX directly. The fight escalates. The T-800 grapples with the TX, throwing her across the room, using brute force to keep her engaged. The TX adapts instantly, molding her limbs into spikes and blades, striking with lethal precision. Sparks fly, monitors shatter, and the facility trembles. Meanwhile, John and Kate continue their desperate work at the console. "There," John mutters, hands shaking. He sweats profusely as he types in the sequence, initiating a controlled detonation of the facility's power core to halt Skynet's systems. Countdown at chaos. The room begins to shake violently as the detonation sequence initiates. Alarms blare, red lights flashing, and the TX realizes that her target Skynet's activation is being sabotaged. She lashes out at the T-800, determined to prevent it. The T-800 fights back with every ounce of strength. Sparks and fire fill the room as metal collides. John and Kate duck behind a console as debris falls around them. The countdown continues. 10, 9, 8 seconds remaining. Finally, the console completes the sequence. The power core begins to overload, sending electrical surges throughout the facility. The TX is momentarily stunned, her systems disrupted. The T-800 sees the opening and strikes, throwing her into a massive server bank. The room explodes in sparks and flames, the force throwing John and Kate to the floor. The aftermath. The facility trembles as the detonation sequence completes. Crystal Peak is in chaos fire, and smoke filled the corridors. The TX is temporarily incapacitated, but the T-800 knows that she will not remain down for long. John helps Kate to her feet. "We did it. For now," he says, exhaustion evident in his voice. "But she's still out there. She's not finished." The T-800 approaches, its expressionless face illuminated by flickering lights. Skynet's activation delayed. Survival probability increased. Further action required. John nods. He knows that this is only a temporary victory, a momentary reprieve. The machines are relentless and the future is still uncertain. But for now, they have survived, and the TX has been temporarily neutralized. The camera pans out over the mountains, Crystal Peak surrounded by fire and smoke. The war against the machines is far from over, but John Connor, Kate Brewster, and the T-800 have made their stand. The fight continues, and the future, though uncertain, is not yet lost. Part 5. Final Resolution and Judgment Day. The interior of Crystal Peak trembles violently. Smoke and sparks fill every corridor, the fire consuming the facility as alarms scream warnings of impending destruction. John Connor, Kate Brewster, and the T-800 stagger through the chaos, smoke burning their eyes, dust coating their clothes. The TX is temporarily disabled, her body sparking and twisted after the brutal confrontation in the control room. But John knows she is not gone. She is relentless, and any moment could bring her back to life in a new or lethal form. John's face is grim, etched with exhaustion and fear. "We have to move. The place is collapsing," he shouts, pulling Kate along. Her breathing is ragged, but she clings to him, determination shining through fear. The facility's reinforced corridors groan and buckle as the detonation sequence completes, sending tremors throughout the mountainside. The T-800 moves ahead, its sensors scanning for structural weaknesses. Its movements are precise, mechanical, and utterly focused. "Follow me, maximum efficiency exit route calculated," it instructs. Escape through the collapsing facility. The trio navigates a labyrinth of corridor, dodging falling debris and igniting fires. The T-800 clears obstacles, throwing heavy machinery and rubble aside with brute force. John and Kate slip past, clutching each other as they sprint toward the facility's mountain tunnel exit. Suddenly, the TX recovers, her systems rebooting in a burst of liquid metal. She rises from the wreckage, morphing her limbs into spinning blades, her eyes glowing red with malice. Mission not complete. Target must be terminated, she hisses, her voice chilling and inhuman. The T-800 confronts her once more. Sparks explode as their metal bodies clash. The TX morphs her arm into a flamethrower, scorching the walls and leaving a trail of molten metal behind. The T-800 counters, grappling her and throwing her through steel doors, buying precious seconds for John and Kate to advance. The tension is palpable. Every second matters. Every misstep could be the last. The mountain tunnel. John and Kate reach a narrow tunnel leading out of the mountain, the exit illuminated by the early morning sun. "We're almost there," John gasps. "Keep moving." Kate presses the accelerator to the floor, tires screeching on the rocky terrain. Behind them, the T-800 engages the TX in a final, brutal confrontation. Metal collides with metal, sparks fly, and the roar of machinery fills the confined tunnel. The TX slashes with precision, but the T-800 matches her strength blow for blow, using brute force and strategic calculation to hold her at bay. Inside the van, John and Kate watch, tense silence. Every second stretches into eternity. They know the T-800 is their only shield against the ultimate weapon. A highway of desperation. They emerge from the mountain tunnel onto a deserted highway, a landscape a mixture of burning trees and distant flames from Crystal Peak. The detonation has caused partial rock slides, forcing Kate to swerve around boulders and debris. The van jumps a broken stretch of road, tires screeching, landing hard on the other side. In the rearview mirror, the TX emerges from the mountain tunnel, her form revealed, her red eyes glinting with relentless intent. She leaps onto the highway, molding her body into aerodynamic shapes, propelled forward with terrifying speed. John grips the seat, whispering, "Can't outrun her forever. We have to think." Kate nods, determination rising. "Then we fight smart, not just fast." The T-800 sacrifice. The T-800 realizes that the TX cannot be allowed to continue. Her adaptive capabilities will eventually overcome them all. Calculating maximum survival probability for John and Kate, the T-800 makes a decision. "I will engage fully. You must continue to safety," it declares. The T-800 intercepts the TX directly on the highway. The sparks fly as the two machines clash in an epic battle. The TX morphs limbs into blades, hammers, and cannons, striking with lethal precision. The T-800 counters with strength, strategy, and endurance. Their battle throws cars aside, smashing highway barriers, sending debris flying like shrapnel. John and Kate drive past the chaos, tears in their eyes, knowing that survival comes at a cost. The T-800's metal frame takes the brunt of the TX's attacks, and finally, in a calculated move, the T-800 initiates a final detonation sequence. He collides with the TX, sending both machines flying into a cliffside explosion. Flames engulf the area. Smoke rises like a dark cloud against the sky. Silence follows, broken only by the distant rumble of falling rocks and the crackle of fire. The T-800 has sacrificed itself to neutralize the TX. The realization. Judgment Day is inevitable. John and Kate stop the van at a safe distance, the weight of survival pressing heavily on them. They watch the smoke rise, hearts heavy with loss. But the reality is grim. The T-800 delayed the inevitable, but Skynet's rise is unstoppable. Military systems, automated networks, and nuclear defense mechanisms continue to pump with life. John turns to Kate, eyes solemn. We survived, but the machines, Judgment Day, is coming. Nothing we do now can stop it completely. Kate, trembling, grips his hand. Then, what do? We can't just wait for the end. John shakes his head. We survived. We prepare. And maybe one day someone else can finish what we started. Everlong, the countdown continues. Bristol Peak is partially destroyed, a smoldering ruin in the mountains. The TX and T-800 are gone, leaving only their destruction as evidence. John and Kate drive into the desert, exhausted, battered, but alive. The landscape is quiet, almost peaceful, but the calm is deceptive. The camera pans to a hidden military terminal inside Bristol Peak, untouched by the chaos. On the screens, red numbers flash countdowns, calculations, and automated responses. Skynet's systems continue to prepare, its logic and intelligence growing with every passing second. Judgment Day, while delayed, is inevitable. John and Kate know their fight is only beginning. They are the last line of defense, the hope for humanity. And as the sun rises over the mountains, the horizon is painted with both beauty and the dark shadow of machines yet to come. The world may survive for now, but the rise of the machines is far from over. Humanity must endure, adapt, and survive, knowing that one day the ultimate confrontation will return. Final notes. John Connor's evolution from a hunted boy to a leader in the making is central. His understanding of fate, responsibility, and survival define his character. Kate Brewster's role is pivotal, representing human resilience and adaptability. The T-800 sacrifices cements the recurring theme. Machines may be unstoppable, but they can also serve as protectors when guided by human purpose. Skynet's rise is inevitable, emphasizing the cautionary tale of technological overreach and the perils of creating sentient war machines. Bristol Peak serves as a symbol of temporary refuge, the struggle for survival, and humanity's determination in the face of unstoppable forces. protocols. John scans the room, realizing the gravity of what must be done. This is it, he says. We have to destroy the system before Skynet becomes self-aware again. Kate nods, steeling herself. Then let's do it. But the TX appears, sliding in through a reinforced hatch. Her presence is chilling. She is no longer just a machine. She is an unstoppable force of nature. She morphs her arm into a plasma whip, slashing across the room, destroying consoles and sending sparks flying. The T-800 engages her, each strike a blur of strength and precision. Sparks explode with every collision. The battle is relentless, a mechanical dance of death within the confined space of Crystal Peak. John and Kate scramble to the main console, attempting to override security systems and initiate the self-destruct sequence. Wires and panels are pulled, keys pressed frantically. Sweat drips down their faces as alarms blare. Sacrifice and strategy. The T-800 realizes that the TX will not leave them alone. It makes a calculated decision. I must engage her fully. Your survival is paramount. It states, hoping to confront the TX directly. The fight escalates. The T-800 grapples with the TX, throwing her across the room, using brute force to keep her engaged. The TX adapts instantly, morphing her limbs into spikes and blades, striking with lethal precision. Sparks fly, monitors shatter, and the facility trembles. Meanwhile, John and Kate continue their desperate work at the console. There, John mutters, hand shaking. He sweats profusely as he types in the sequence, initiating a controlled detonation of the facility's power core to halt Skynet's systems. Countdown and chaos. The room begins to shake violently as the detonation sequence initiates. Alarms blare, red lights flashing, and the TX realizes that her target Skynet's activation is being sabotaged. She lashes out at the T-800, determined to prevent it. The T-800 fights back with every ounce of strength. Sparks and fire fill the room as metal collides. John and Kate duck behind a console as debris falls around them. The countdown continues. 10, 9, 8 seconds remaining. Finally, the console completes the sequence. The power core begins to overload, sending electrical surges throughout the facility. The TX is momentarily stunned, her systems disrupted. The T-800 sees the opening and strikes, throwing her into a massive server bank. The room explodes in sparks and flames, the force throwing John and Kate to the floor. The aftermath. The facility trembles as the detonation sequence completes. Crystal Peak is in chaos fire, and smoke filled the corridors. The TX is temporarily incapacitated, but the T-800 knows that she will not remain down for long. John helps Kate to her feet. We did it. For now, he says, exhaustion evident in his voice. But she's still out there. She's not finished. The T-800 approaches, its expressionless face illuminated by flickering lights. Skynet's activation delayed. Survival probability increased. Further action required. John nods. He knows that this is only a temporary victory, a momentary reprieve. The machines are relentless and the future is still uncertain. But for now, they have survived, and the TX has been temporarily neutralized. The camera pans out over the mountains, Crystal Peak surrounded by fire and smoke. The war against the machines is far from over, but John Connor, Kate Brewster, and the T-800 have made their stand. The fight continues, and the future, though uncertain, is not yet lost. Part 5. Final Resolution and Judgment Day. The interior of Crystal Peak trembles violently. Mobile sparks fill every corridor. The fire consuming the facility as alarms scream warnings of impending destruction. John Connor, Kate Brewster, and the T-800 stagger through the chaos, smoke burning their eyes, dust coating their clothes. The TX is temporarily disabled, her body sparking and twisted after the brutal confrontation in the control room. But John knows she is not gone. She is relentless, and any moment could bring her back to life in a new or lethal form. John's face is grim, etched with exhaustion and fear. "We have to move. The place is collapsing," he shouts, pulling Kate along. Her breathing is ragged, but she clings to him, determination shining through fear. The facility's reinforced corridors groan and buckle as the detonation sequence completes, sending tremors throughout the mountainside. The T-800 moves ahead, its sensors scanning for structural weaknesses. Its movements are precise, mechanical, and utterly focused. "Follow me, maximum efficiency exit route calculated," it instructs. Escape through the collapsing facility. The trio navigates a labyrinth of corridor, dodging falling debris and igniting fires. The T-800 clears obstacles, throwing heavy machinery and rubble aside with brute force. John and Kate slip past, clutching each other as they sprint toward the facility's mountain tunnel exit. Suddenly, the TX recovers, her systems rebooting in a burst of liquid metal. She rises from the wreckage, morphing her limbs into spinning blades, her eyes glowing red with malice. "Mission not complete. Target must be terminated," she hisses, her voice chilling and inhuman. The T-800 confronts her once more. Sparks explode as their metal bodies clash. The TX morphs her arm into a flamethrower, scorching the walls and leaving a trail of molten metal behind. The T-800 counters, grappling her and throwing her through steel doors, buying precious seconds for John and Kate to advance. The tension is palpable. Every second matters. Every misstep could be the last. The mountain tunnel. John and Kate reach a narrow tunnel leading out of the mountain, the exit illuminated by the early morning sun. "We're almost there," John gasps. "Keep moving." Kate presses the accelerator to the floor, tires screeching on the rocky terrain. Behind them, the T-800 engages the TX in a final, brutal confrontation. Metal collides with metal, sparks fly, and the roar of machinery fills the confined tunnel. The TX slashes with precision, but the T-800 matches her strength blow for blow, using brute force and strategic calculation to hold her at bay. Inside the van, John and Kate watch, tense silence. Every second stretches into eternity. They know the T-800 is their only shield against the ultimate weapon. A highway of desperation. They emerge from the mountain tunnel onto a deserted highway, a landscape a mixture of burning trees and distant flames from Crystal Peak. The detonation has caused partial rock slides, forcing Kate to swerve around boulders and debris. The van jumps a broken stretch of road, tires screeching, landing hard on the other side. In the rearview mirror, the TX emerges from the mountain tunnel, her form revealed, her red eyes glinting with relentless intent. She leaps onto the highway, molding her body into aerodynamic shapes, propelled forward with terrifying speed. John grips the seat, whispering, Can't outrun her forever, we have to think. Kate nods, determination rising. Then we fight smart, not just fast. The T-800 sacrifice. The T-800 realizes that the TX cannot be allowed to continue. Her adaptive capabilities will eventually overcome them all. Calculating maximum survival probability for John and Kate, the T-800 makes a decision. I will engage fully. You must continue to safety, it declares. The T-800 intercepts the TX directly on the highway. The sparks fly as the two machines clash in an epic battle. The TX morphs into blades, hammers, and cannons, striking with lethal precision. The T-800 counters with strength, strategy, and endurance. Their battle throws cars aside, smashing highway barriers, sending debris flying like shrapnel. John and Kate drive past the chaos, tears in their eyes, knowing that survival comes at a cost. The T-800's metal frame takes the brunt of the TX's attacks, and finally, in a calculated move, the T-800 initiates a final detonation sequence. He collides with the TX, sending both machines flying into a cliffside explosion. Flames engulf the area. Smoke rises like a dark cloud against the sky. Silence follows, broken only by the distant rumble of falling rocks and the crackle of fire. The T-800 has sacrificed itself to neutralize the TX. The realization. Judgment Day is inevitable. John and Kate stop the van at a safe distance, the weight of survival pressing heavily on them. They watch the smoke rise, hearts heavy with loss. But the reality is grim. The T-800 delayed the inevitable, but Skynet's rise is unstoppable. Military systems, automated networks, and nuclear defense mechanisms continue to pump with life. John turns to Kate, eyes solemn. We survived, but the machines, Judgment Day, is coming. Nothing we do now can stop it completely. Kate, trembling, grips his hand. Then, what do? We can't just wait for the end. John shakes his head. We survived. We prepare. And maybe one day someone else can finish what we started. Everlong, the countdown continues. Bristol Peak is partially destroyed, a smoldering ruin in the mountains. The TX and T-800 are gone, leaving only their destruction as evidence. John and Kate drive into the desert, exhausted, battered, but alive. The landscape is quiet, almost peaceful, but the calm is deceptive. The camera pans to a hidden military terminal inside Bristol Peak, untouched by the chaos. On the screens, red numbers flash countdowns, calculations, and automated responses. Skynet's systems continue to prepare, its logic and intelligence growing with every passing second. Judgment Day, while delayed, is inevitable. John and Kate know their fight is only beginning. They are the last line of defense, the hope for humanity. And as the sun rises over the mountains, the horizon is painted with both beauty and the dark shadow of machines yet to come. The world may survive for now, but the rise of the machines is far from over. Humanity must endure, adapt, and survive, knowing that one day the ultimate